Hello guys and welcome back to Don's Little Hobbies, and in today's video we are going to be talking more about My Hero Academia. Oh my god, so if you guys don't know, I'm behind the chapters by a lot. Just for some reason when COVID started, I've tried to find so many things to do that I found so many other things to do to the point where I didn't have time to do all of them, so I didn't get My Hero Academia done. It's really funny how that worked out, but I am so behind My Hero Academia, it's crazy. And the stuff that's going on in the manga right now, man, is insane. And again, I'm playing catch up. I believe right now they're at as of talking about this moment, they're at chapter 290. That's insane right now. They're at chapter 290. What's going on is I'm trying to catch up, and I have been reading. My last video was up to 270, and I got to 277 this time. I almost made a video back when I was at 275, but I'm glad that I decided to wait. And I was trying to wait till 280, but man, I have to talk about shiguraki. So this video is going to be, yes, it's going to serve as my review for those other chapters, but mostly I just want to talk about shiguraki, man. Shiguraki. Hands down, one of my favorite villains. Hands down. Now, is he going to be my all-time favorite villain of every anime I've ever seen? No. But I really am liking Shiguraki. His design, I've always liked the creepiness of his design. It's so incredible. But, man, ever since the villain arc that we had a little while ago, Shiguraki has just improved so much, and his design gets crazier and crazier and crazier. Well, now, we got just Muscle Man Shiguraki, crazy white hair, and I'm not talking about like, oh, you got some gray hair. I mean like the way Horikoshi is making the art style of Shiguraki in these latest chapters, with his hair being so white, it just becomes part of the white of the page, and it's just his power is emerging. It's so incredible. And what I haven't really talked about yet is, of course, Shiguraki's mindsets. You know? So, and we got some interesting things that happened in chapter 277. 287. My bad. 287? 277? I don't care! The fact is, when it comes to Shiguraki's mindset, and it's been really interesting from the very beginning, when you meet this character, you really don't know what his mindset could be. You know, he's pretty much just an average dork villain. Like, the idea that this guy could be our main villain, it was pretty pathetic. I mean, all he wanted to do was defeat All Might and defeat the great good so the great evil could rise. That was his motivation. But as we learn more and more, there's a lot more to his motivation. He truly cares for his friends, and he truly wants the world to change. You know, when we saw him going up against Stain in the Stain arc, and we learned so much from Stain's ideology that, why can't I speak right now? I don't know. His ideology. What am I doing? Who cares? I'm so excited talking about Shiguraki. Because of Stain's ideology, we got Shiguraki learning and using that ideology for his own purposes. And originally, it was just that. He wants to use it so he can get a couple people working for him, but he never believed in that message that Stain was creating. Well, now I think he does. I think after spending so much time with the League of Villains, making true friends, fighting for each other's lives. And here's the thing, we're talking about villains here. Yes, they're bad guys, but they are fighting for each other's lives. It's really interesting and different take for a villain that I've ever seen in anime. Like, yes, there's some of that in other animes, but this one seriously takes the cake. It's all about Shiguraki, and it's all about his group of friends and how he cares for his group of friends. Well, here's the thing. Now, he just wants to recreate the world, and he wants it to be what he wants. He wants it to be what his friend wants. He wants to tear the world down. Before, it was just to tear the world down, to tear the world down. Get rid of all heroes. But now, it's actually to be a bit of a hero himself. If he tears the world down and starts it over and becomes somewhat of a god for Shiguraki, if he does that, then he makes his friends happy. That's his true goal. And that is really just freaky. Because we're talking about Shiguraki, and along with his design, it's so villainous. What's really villainous about Shiguraki is the fact that his goal is actually honorable. You know? It's actually understandable and honorable when you really look into it. Now, I'm not saying what he's doing is honorable, of course not, because there is an honorable way to change the world, and the way that he's doing it is, of course, not, but it is an honorable goal. He's basically taken over Stain's convictions in a way. He still wants to destroy everything, but he wants to build it back up. He wants it to be what he wants it to be, you know? And it's just really interesting. He's got a god complex now. It's just really interesting. I absolutely love the character Shiguraki. And what happened in chapter 277 was even crazier. Sorry, a motorcycle went past the house. I can't do anything about it. It was just even crazier. In the midst of combat, we got him, and he has regenerated powers now and all this crazy stuff because he has all for one. Again, the symbolism, all for one versus one for all. It's crazy. It's entertaining. It's very entertaining story, and Shiguraki wants everything for himself now, and he's got all for one to prove it, and he wants one for all. But here's the thing. Is that actually what he wants? Is that his conviction? Or is that his master's conviction? So, in the midst of battle, here he is with his all-might strength, you know. Aizawa's there, and Aizawa is staring at him, making sure he doesn't use crazy powers, but he still has the strength of All Might now, and he's able to withstand damage and even regenerates even without the other quirks, thanks to again Aizawa. He's able to withstand all that, and in the midst of battle, he just calls out, "I'm going to get that power, my little brother." That's actually paraphrasing. Here's the panel. This is actually what he actually says, but little brother? He don't got a little brother anymore. This is one for all's power. I'm sorry. All for one's power taking over his mind. Isn't that how All for One really wanted it? While All for One, the body dies, his power, his mind, and everything else takes over Shiguraki's body. You know? Oh, yes, I always cared about this person, you know, blah, 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 blah. He only wanted his body. And it's a source of, reminds me a little bit of Orochimaru. wanting a new body to control himself, and would make sense. I mean, after all, All for One's body is totally messed up like All Might's. Except whereas All Might wants to give his power for the future and for the good of the future, All for One wants to survive, wants to live on. And it never really made sense to me that All for One wanted an apprentice for the sake of moving on, for the sake of good. No. He wants to control Shiguraki. His mind, Shiguraki's mind, might be under control of All for One. And it's all subconscious. Yes, every now and again, in the midst of battle, as we see, All for One's true nature pops out through Shiguraki. But it's not Shiguraki who's in control. It's All for One. All for One, I keep saying, All for One wants to control Shiguraki. Or at least the power does. But the power and the person are one and the same. So what's going on there? I don't know. But now the question is, does Shiguraki want One for All? Want to get Deku's One for All? For the sake of power? For the sake of winning the world? Or does he want it because that's what his quirk, All for One, wants? Is All for One taking over his body? Let me know down in the comments below. What do you guys think? My God. And I have like maybe 12 more chapters to go before I catch up to where everyone else is. 12 or 13. So I'm going to go back and read more My Hero Academia and try to catch up with you all. Because you guys are at like 290 or probably past that. I'm not sure. I know right now, as of right now making this video, you guys are at 290. And I'm here in the back. So I'm trying to catch up. Thank you guys for watching. And I am out. Bye. Boy, Shiguraki is quickly becoming one of my favorite villains. Maybe not of all time, but one of my favorite villains, for sure.